I am an Umaglazer. Wait, I love this franchise. I've made videos about it. I'll keep making videos about it. Umamusume has given us some of the best anime ever made. I don't know how they keep doing this. I genuinely don't. Because this wasn't just good. It wasn't just great. It was better than anything I thought this franchise was capable of. And I already thought it was capable of everything. So let's talk about it. This video is split into two. First half is going to be on Kasamatsu, which is incredible, and the second half is on White Lightning, which is just as good. It's been a while since this aired, so we'll do a proper dive. Let's get into it. Welcome to Kasamatsu, a quiet town tucked away in Gifu Prefecture, defined by small crowds and even smaller expectations. The stands are empty, the commentators are uninterested, and the horse girls sound like they'd rather be anywhere else. Racing exists here, but passion doesn't. That is, until our main character shows up. Like previous seasons, our horse girls attend a special academy where they train and learn everything there is to know about racing. And it's here we meet the Kasamatsu cast. First up is Belle No Light, the normal one of the group and Oguri's best friend. She's kind, supportive, and always there when Oguri needs someone. Then there are also our troublemakers, Non Ace, Rudy Lamono, and Minnie the Lady. At first, they act like weird Disney Channel bullies, always trying to harass Oguri, but that doesn't last long. Then there's Fujimasa March, Oguri's first rival and a straight-up prodigy. She attends Kasamatsu Academy on a scholarship and lives for one thing: winning. Oguri's trainer, Kitahara Joe, is a local trainer who's grown tired of the Kasamatsu racing scene. Nothing ever feels like it matters. What he wants, what he's always wanted, is to find a horse girl worth believing in. Someone so special that people can pour everything they have into supporting her. Someone people can dream through. And finally, we have Oguri Cap herself. She is basically a freak of nature. Totally different from the other country horses and honestly, from most horse girls in general. She's absurdly strong and has the potential to dominate the racing world. Her only real flaw is that she's not exactly the sharpest. But when your life motto is eat hard, train hard, run hard, it doesn't really matter. Everything kicks off with the scouting additions. Despite being sabotaged, Oguri delivers an absurdly impressive performance that catches Kitahara's eye, and just like that, he finds what he's been looking for. Which brings us to the first real clash. Oguri Cap versus Fujimasa March. The atmosphere starts off light, but the tone instantly shifts when the two lock eyes.
Oguri Cap.
The rivalry has begun. The gates open and Oguri gets a late start. March waits patiently near the front, watching the leaders burn out before surging ahead effortlessly. Oguri spots her, and after a shonen-style flashback, she rockets forward until they're running side by side. 100 meters left. Neither gives an inch. And just like that, March wins. For the first time, Oguri feels frustration. But it's no happier on the other side. March may have crossed the line first, but the gap was too close. She's used to dominating, used to leaving everyone in the dust. This wasn't that. For the first time, March feels the weight of someone breathing down her neck, and it unsettles her.
一つ聞いておきたいことがある。貴様の目標は何だ?
Every Umamusume protagonist we've seen before Oguri started their story with a dream. Special Week wanted to become the best horse girl in Japan. Tokai Teo chased an undefeated Triple Crown. Jungle Pocket pursued strength, legacy, and greatness. They all knew what they were running towards before they ever stepped on a track. Oguri doesn't have any of that. She runs because she wants to and because she can, and that's it.
私の目標は東海ダービーだ。東海全体の同世代。その頂点を決める最高峰のレース。私はその頂の景色を見てみたい。
That's actually what makes her story so interesting, because Oguri doesn't need a dream to be extraordinary. She already is. The question isn't whether she can run. The question is what running is going to mean to her. Then she asks Kitahara.
東海ダービーってそんなにすごいの?
ああ、すごいぞ。俺の目標だ。
And just like that, the dream that's been circling her this whole time finally lands. She doesn't claim the Tokai Derby because someone told her to. She claims it because every person she cares about has been pointing at it this whole time. And now, she's pointing at it too. The Chukyo Cup comes and goes. Oguri wins, as expected, but this victory brings a challenge unlike anything she's faced before. At the race, Kitahara meets Symboli Rudolph, who immediately recognizes Oguri's potential and invites her to compete at the national level. In most shonen stories, obstacles come from a stronger opponent or an impossible challenge, something external to overcome. But Oguri's obstacle comes from success itself. She's grown too strong for Kasamatsu, and now her talent threatens to destroy everything she's built. The problem here is Kitahara. He isn't licensed to train at the nationals, and Oguri refuses to leave him behind. So Kitahara does something cruel. He turns the Gold Junior race into an impossible choice. Win and she leaves for nationals, lose and she stays. Either way, Oguri must choose between two futures she's never wanted. Winning means leaving Kitahara behind and breaking her promise to march. Losing means betraying herself by intentionally holding back. For the first time, running stops feeling simple. In every other Umamusume entry, the trainer lives in the background. Special Weeks trainer pulls her out of a slump. Tokai Teo stands by her through injuries and heartbreak. Jungle Pockets offers guidance and mentorship. They matter, of course, but they're just support characters. The story is not about them. Cinderella Gray is different because Kitahara is not just Oguri's trainer. He is the main reason she is the winner she is. He is a local trainer in a town where nothing ever matters, and all he's ever wanted is to find a horse girl worth believing in. Someone people can pour everything into, someone people can dream through. And when he finds her, he has to let her go. What makes this so painful is that Kitahara doesn't fully understand what he means to her. He thinks he's just doing right by his horse girl. He doesn't know how much he matters. And he's carrying all of that alone when he makes this decision. He turned the Gold Junior race into an impossible choice. And of course he knows that that's not fair. So he takes responsibility. He lets her go so she can reach heights no other Umamusume has ever reached. Heights he knows he will never be there for.
走る！走るんだ！
分かった。私のトレーナーが言うんだ。それで行こう。
君、名前は？
おぐりちゃん！くそ！一緒に東海ダービーで走ろう。マーチ。
おぐり！
なら私もそこを目指すよ。北原、私勝っちゃうの？
勝てばいいんだよ。お前は天下を取る馬娘なんだからよ。
Oguri Cap and Bell No Light leave Kasamatsu behind and step into Tokyo Tracen Academy. For them, it's completely unfamiliar territory. For us, it feels like coming home, doesn't it? Oguri gets assigned a new trainer, Musaka Ginjiro, or better known as Rope. Though honestly, I prefer calling him Luffy. Maybe the One Piece was horse girls all along. The competition level at Tokyo Tracen is on a completely different scale. Oguri is suddenly surrounded by elite runners such as Dicta Striker, Sakura Chiyono, Meijiro Ardan, Black Ale, Super Creek, Yaino Muteki, and most importantly, Tamamo Cross. Just her presence alone is enough to establish the legend of the White Lightning. But before we get to that, there's a mini arc worth talking about. Oguri's national debut. She arrives in Tokyo only to find out she can't compete in the classics because she didn't register in time. So instead of just accepting that, she does what Oguri Cap does best. She races anyway. She tries to prove she belongs even when the system says she doesn't. Classic underdog stuff, small town girl defying the odds. And to the system's credit, they don't just let her in. That would have been unfair to everyone who followed the process. But she earned something even better: the public's support and Symboli Rudolph's respect. The races are great too, especially against Black Ale and Yaino Muteki. And there's this brilliant editing choice where they cut the Nippon Derby alongside the New Zealand Trophy to make it look like a what-if story, where Oguri is running the Derby. It's such a cool way to frame it. She comes out of nowhere, exceeds every expectation, and completely flips the narrative. By the end of it, nobody is questioning whether she belongs anymore. Now let's talk about White Lightning herself, Tamamo Cross. If you told me that this kid, essentially, is the current best racer in Japan, I would have laughed at your face. You're telling me that this thing is the peak of Japanese racing? Alright, let's see it. Oh my god. Tamamo Cross. What is there to say about this horse except that she is exceptional? Even though her first races were rough, she did go onto a crazy win streak, winning 7 races in a row, including 1 G3, 2 G2s, and 2 G1s. And now, it is time for the Autumn Tenno Show, the first clash between our 2 ashen horses, both undefeated in that year, and the stakes are high. If Oguri wins, she sets the new record of most graded races won consecutively. If Tama wins, she becomes the first horse to win both Tenno shows in a row. The race starts, everything's looking good. Tamamo Cross decided to use a different strategy. Oguri Cap is scaring the other races. Honestly, it's whatever. Let's talk about the zone. The zone is basically a supercharged flow state for horse girls. It's an intense, almost unconscious concentration where performance spikes, decisions become instinctive, and everything else fades away. In Umamusume, they dramatize this as a kind of heightened state or realm the Uma enters, where their speed, strength, and overall racing ability are pushed beyond their usual limits. It's rare, exhausting, and only top-tier racers manage to reach it, which is why, in Universe, it has an almost urban legend vibe rather than being some standard skill everyone just turns on. Let's fast forward a bit. The Japan Cup. This race delivered exactly what I was waiting for. Pure action and hype. It brings in a whole new threat, a lineup of formidable foreign competitors. One of the interesting things about this race that we never saw in any other Umamusume anime is that there is a cultural clash. These foreign runners play rough. They are willing to throw elbows to secure their positions in a way Japanese racers just don't. Anyway, right in the middle of all of that is Obey Your Master. She is unsettling, unpredictable, and a gyaru. There's something off about her, and Tama picks up on it immediately. Tama, being Japan's ace, shows exactly why she's at the top. She takes the lead before the final corner, taps into the zone, unleashes White Lightning, but as we said before, the zone is a concentration state, and Obey Your Master is impossible to read. She is able to disrupt White Lightning, which shows how dangerous she truly is. Here's what makes this race so fascinating. Look at why each of them is running. Obey Your Master has never won a G1 in America because the track conditions always held her back. So Japan is her test, her chance to prove that her belief in herself is not a delusion. Tamamo Cross, not only is she defending her title against Oguri, she is also trying to prove she belongs on the world stage. And then there's Michelle My Baby. She sees Obey Your Master and Tama clash in the zone and determines that she can't reach them. So instead of pushing for the win, she focuses on holding third place. She doesn't want to lose, but she's not truly racing to win. And then Oguri Cap, without the zone, sweeps in and takes third from her anyway. Why? Well, because Oguri Cap really wants to win. She wants to be the best in the world and to understand what's holding her back from reaching that dream. And that's what this race is really about. Winners are defined by how badly they want it. Obey Your Master, Tamamo Cross, Oguri Cap, all 3 of them would sacrifice everything for that line. Michelle wouldn't, and at this level, anything less just isn't enough. What is Oguri missing? She doesn't know, and that uncertainty is starting to show. After losing twice to Tamamo Cross and still not grasping why, Oguri is in a slump. However, she quickly gets her motivation back after meeting with the Kasamatsu friends at the Nakayama racecourse. Meanwhile, Tamamo Cross announces her retirement. She's done everything she can, and now she's choosing to stop on her own terms. Unfortunately, you can't run forever. And she's chosen the Arimakinen as her final stage. The Arimakinen is not just any race. It is treated almost like a national festival and is often called the Grand Prix of Japanese racing. As you might know, what makes this race so beloved is that the majority of horses are chosen by fan vote. The horses that run here are chosen by the people who love them. And for Tamama Cross, there is no better place to say goodbye.
スタートしました。ゆっくり走って体力温存。勝負どころは最終コーナー。ぬるすぎる。分かっとんのかな。あんたらが戦っとんのは玉のクラスやぞ。
She makes her move from the third corner, way earlier than usual. She's not messing around. She wants to show why she is the best. Somewhere in that same race, Ogre Cap is still chasing an answer she can't find. Throughout the story, there are 3 questions that have been posed to Ogre, but never fully resolved.
なんでそんなに走るの？
貴様の目標は何だ？
お前が戦うべき相手は誰だ！
Her answers have always been partial or largely externally framed. She runs because it's a miracle, given her weak legs, and she loves it. Her goals have been handed to her by others. The Tokai Derby, the Japanese Derby, be the strongest. None of this is wrong, but it's fragmented. Other people have been providing the language for what she does. Who does she want to surpass? Tamama Cross, right? The best in Japan. The only opponent she's truly lost to. Ogre has been carrying the weight of everyone's dreams and expectations, but she hasn't yet articulated a reason or a target that is purely her own. Is she running as the sum of what everyone wants from her, or as someone with her own internal axis? The zone is portrayed as extremely hard to reach and very individual, and entering it is tied to hitting an intense mental and emotional threshold during a race. There are 2 main ways to reach the zone. The first is a huge, almost desperate will to win, or I absolutely cannot lose here mindset, which Ogre always had. The second is a reason, not borrowed from someone else, not fragmented across a dozen expectations, yours. Something you can collapse everything into when the race gets impossible. Tamama Cross has both. She wants to win, and she knows exactly why. For her family, for her trainers, that's her axis. Ogre has spent this entire story running for everyone else. Kitara's dream, March's promise, the public's expectations, her mother's help. All of it is real, all of it is precious, but none of it is hers.